Alright, I'm going to go over the answers to our mid-chapter quiz for Chapter 2. The first part was to multiply some rational numbers, some were decimals, and some were fractions and whole numbers. So, number 1 was 71.7 times 6.1. Hopefully you remember to line up everything on the right side just like you would with normal multiplication. 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 7 is 7. I'm finished with this 1. So I'm going to use my placeholder 0. 6 times 7 is 42. Carry my 4. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. Carry my 1. 6 times 7 is 42 again, plus 1 is 43. And now we're going to add and I get 437. Should have remembered to count your decimal places, 1 and 2 here, so that's a total of 2 decimal places that I have to move it back to my answer. So I'm starting at the end and going 1, 2. So the correct answer for number 1 was 437.37. And number 2, more decimals to multiply. 49.2 times 10.3. Lining everything up correctly on the right side. Do not have to line up decimals. That's only when we add. These line up just because the digits, they have the same, both numbers have the same number of digits, so those line up by coincidence, not because I'm trying to make them line up. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. We'll placeholder 0. Finish with my 3. Finish with that 2. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0. And 0 times 4 is 0. So I am finished with that. I need 2 placeholder zeros now. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 4 is 4. I'm going to add these together and get 6, 7, 4 plus 2 is 6, 9 plus 1 is 10, carry that 1, 4 plus 1 is 5. My decimal places were 1 here and 1 here. That's a total of 2 decimal places. So I'm going to move this back 1, 2 decimal places. So the answer to number 2 was 506.76. Number 3, I have a whole number, 6 times 2/3. So for number 3, I have 6 times 2/3. Anytime I have a whole number, I can write that as a fraction by putting a 1 in the denominator. I could simplify the 3 and the 6 if I wanted to, but these aren't very big numbers, so I'll just multiply straight across. 6 times 2 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. And this fraction is an improper fraction. The numerator is larger, so I need to divide 12 by 3. And that's going to divide evenly. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the answer to number 3 is 4. Number 4, I have some more decimals to multiply. I have 3.02 times 2.4. Decimals do not have to line up because I'm multiplying. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 0 is 0. And 4 times 3 is 12. I'm finished with the 4. Here's my placeholder 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 0 is 0. And 2 times 3 is 6. Add these together. 8, 4, 2, 1 plus 6 is 7. I have 2 decimal places here and 1 decimal place here. That's a total of 3 decimal places. So I'm going to move this 1, 2, 3. So the answer to number 4 is 7.248. Number 5 is another fraction times a whole number. I have 5/6 times 12. Anytime I multiply a fraction times a whole number, I can make this a fraction by putting it over 1. I can multiply straight across and get 5 times 12 is 60. And 6 times 1 is 6. I could also divide the 6 by 6 and get 1, and the 12 by 6 and get 2, to give me 10 over 1. Either way, I know that 60 divided by 6 is 10, because 10 times 6 is 60. So the answer to number 5 is 10. Number 6, more decimals to multiply. Have 0.65 times 0.25. Saw some mistakes made here when people leave out the zeros when they're multiplying, and they're just writing it as 65 times 25. You can do that, but you've got to remember to put the zeros back in your answer, and I just like to leave them in. It helps me keep all my place values straight. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is 32. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. Finished with the 5, placeholder 0. Finished with these. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus the 1 is 13, carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. I'm finished with the 2, so now I need 2 placeholder zeros. 0 times 5, and 0 times 6, and 0 times 0, it's all going to be 0. So 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 6 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0. Add them together. I get 5, 2, 3 plus 3, 6, 1 plus 0, 1. I have 0 plus nothing, so that could be a 0 there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. Start here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer for number 6 is 0.1625. Okay?